Hi, good morning, everyone. We're going to get started. First of all, thank you very much for coming along to our 1-year anniversary of our Monday user groups. Really excited about that. Thank you all for joining. Whether today's your first time or you're a frequent attender, I hope you're getting value out of this. We enjoy doing it every week, or not every week, every month, and helping you with any questions you've got and giving you some insight into Monday. So just to explain what we're going to cover today, a little bit different today. My name is Martin from Provident, alongside my colleague Rolf, and also my colleague Amy is here as well. Amy's from our customer success team. You may have spoken with Amy in the past. If you haven't, do get in touch with Amy. She's great at helping you make the most of your Monday account. And also we've got a special guest today, Chen Salomon from Monday.com, who is going to be joining us and giving us fantastic insight into some of the new features that are coming up this year. So welcome, Chen. Thanks a million for joining us today. Looking forward to seeing what he's got to show us. So just again, some quick bits of kind of setting the scene for you. We will, of course, be recording this. If I can find the right screen, we're going to record this. As usual, we'll share the recording with you afterwards. So if you see anything you like in it, don't worry, we'll send the recording to you tomorrow so you can review any aspect of it. Please ask any questions along the way. As you may have seen if you were here last month, we will be giving you some free fantastic Monday mugs, which I have one here, which are actually really good at insulating. They're really good at insulating your drinks. I've used it a few times now. So we've got those for anyone who asks a question. You get sent one of those. So I mean, what more could you want? So yeah, please do ask any questions along the way if you have them. We will send you a survey afterwards along with the recording. So looking forward to your feedback. Always welcome any info, any questions you've got about what we're doing or what we are not doing or what you'd like to see in future ones. So please do contribute. Great. So as I mentioned, we've got Chen Salomon from Monday.com, who is going to give us a fantastic insight today into some of the new features that are on the roadmap. Some of these things are probably things that you've seen before, you've wanted, you've asked about. The great thing with Monday, I find, is that generally speaking, pace of development is really, really fast. So hopefully you'll see today some features that you've been hoping for and wishing for. Chen has agreed that if you've got questions along the way, please jump in, put them in the chat, ask them. There's not many of us here on the call, so please feel free to open up and ask questions if you want to. I'm going to stop sharing and I will pass over and we'll take it forward from there.
Cool. Hi, everyone. Good morning. So, hi, everyone. My name is Chen. I'm a director of engineering. I joined Monday 3 years ago. And as I said, I moved to London to build our new R&D office in here. So I moved during August, and we're currently developing actually our search capabilities. We're redeveloping it from scratch here in our office. I'll share a bit about our product roadmap for this year. And yeah, and if you have any questions along the way, feel free to jump over. Actually, I can't see you, so I'm sorry if it.
Okay, no worries, that's fine.
My answer delayed. So just to go over it from a high level, the way that we develop the product or the way that we see our organization is like, we have the WorkOS platform. This is the basic of what we're doing. It's the base of like the building blocks that we're using to develop our platform. And we have multiple verticals, like the large accounts. How can we support larger accounts? How can we support enterprise growth in terms of governance, in terms of user management, use cases? We have our open platform and marketplace, the ability to create no-code, low-code integrations and our apps. And we would like this year to open more and more abilities over our platform. We have our own products, the work and project management, which is like our bread and butter. We have our CRM that starting to grow, and we have our dev product. And above all it, of course, we have our growth engines that we're trying to increase our both our presence and a lot of our KPIs in terms of new users, registrations, and so on. I'll drill a bit into work management. So the way that we see it is like we want to be the A to Z solution for all work processes. So I think we started from task and we're trying to collect them into project and processes and how can we present this process. And then we move forward and create some more high level, and you'll see that creating this high level is really a theme that goes along with this year, and we're really trying to improve ourselves and bringing more objectives, more goals, more high-level view for management and to multiple projects. So again, leaders, we want them to be aligned. How do we see like what is an efficient project? To have this kind of collaboration, to empower team members to work in an efficient way. And this is how we see it, this how we think that the work management tool should work like. And here's what we're going to change.
Until now, you could connect items to another board manually with just one level of projects. Now, we're introducing a project hierarchy with as many layers as you want to clearly organize all your company's projects and portfolios. You'll be able to connect live data automatically across projects from the first level of execution all the way up to your highest level strategy. So everyone is connected to one source of truth. And on that strategic level, you'll be able to zoom into each company goal to monitor the portfolio of projects that are driving it. With a portfolio overview, you can balance all active projects, manage progress, any risks, and priority levels to keep work moving forward. Let's drill down into one of the projects to see some details. Then, get a proactive view into the relevant info and insights that need your attention. So let's say, for example, one of your designers is over capacity. You can quickly search for another designer with that same set of skills. You get an instant look at availability based on when they're working, and you see that Jim could be a good option, but he's currently working on something else. Let's assess the trade-off and see what he's working on. Perfect. There's a low priority project that can be swapped. Let's confirm with Jim to finalize. And we're good. When you go back to our portfolio view, you see that the project timeline has been resolved. Everyone working efficiently together.
So, yeah, the good thing about the roadmap, as I'm always saying, is that it's really good, so they can send an engineer in order to present it. So in terms of the work management, this is our vision. This is where we're going. We want to see more connection to resource. We want to see more connection to the portfolio management. This year, we're going to scale our dashboards and allow more granular permissions, adding a Gantt and dependencies, a Monday morning app that will allow to share company KPIs with all of the employees inside the company, goals and OKRs, project overview, my work, to revamp it, to create a personal work area for each person that interacts with our platform, and really many more stuff, because I think like this is our next step to help managers, PMO, and high-level managers to get them get an efficient execution from one end and to get the high-level overview or the view from the other end. And next one is CRM. As you know, like we started a CRM as one of our first products, a WorkOS product, something that runs on our platform but adds more capabilities to create a better understanding of a use case. So the CRM, we started it, I think, 2 years ago, and we see it growing. And this year, we're going to, again, going up market a bit into mid-market. We're going to invest a lot in the sales representative productivity, in the management reports and the control, and how can you create this high-level view.
It's been a great year for Monday's sales CRM. In 2022, we did amazing. But in 2023, we're going to be even bigger and better.
Here's how it's possible.
We're expanding our reach from smaller to mid-market companies, and with that, we're creating powerful new features like the new and advanced import from Excel. While importing, connections between your boards will automatically be created, saving hours of manual work.
Let the gongs begin.
We're also introducing a products catalog. Visually manage your products and easily turn them into invoices, saving you time and eliminating repetitive tasks.
What a game changer. No more workarounds.
Now, say hello to the new email sequencing. Customize and automate your interactions with customers and prospects by setting up sequences that do the work for you.
Our partners will send it like hotcakes.
And finally, for all you sales managers out there, better process control when moving down the pipeline. With required fields, nothing slips through the cracks. Monday Sales CR.
Hold up. We can't do this alone. It takes a company to make the gongs ring.
Together, we'll make 2023 the best year yet.
So I'll just summarize what we saw, and then I'll be happy if anyone has a question regarding the work management and the CRM. So in the CRM, we're going to see the import, enrichment for leads, email sequencing, and a lot of work around our email processes to create more robust processes and allow from one end flexibility, but from one end to create more require field and things that will help us to standardize process within a company. The catalog, the leaderboard, and really so much more that the team are working on right now. And I just saw their upcoming release, and it's going to be super exciting. Questions so far?
Hen, I got a question for you. So obviously there's lots of new features and functionality that you're showing here and lots of different aspects to it. I know it's hard to say, but when should we start seeing some of these features rolling out, and how does that kind of work?
Yeah, so it's like I won't share any concrete timelines in most cases because I'm really not sure about any feature from anything, like all the features from all the teams. I can say that some of it should be for this queue, and I'll share a bit about more when we'll talk about the enterprise, and we'll talk a bit about MondayDB and the release, which is one of our major releases in terms of stability and performance for this year. And the rest, we do have some public roadmap that is being sent. And I'll ask our partners team to send it. And it will allow more clear way of clear understanding of how we think and how long it's going to take within those features. And again, it will be more of on a high level and epics and teams more than the specific single features. If something specific interests you, I'll be really happy to take it afterwards and then check.
Okay, cool. Yeah, great. Well, we'll share that product roadmap maybe with the when we send out the recording of this. So we'll send that to everybody. So that'd be good. And then happy to take any questions people have about specific features then, and when they're coming then, and refer them back to you maybe. End of that.
Yeah, sure.
We can do that. Yeah, cool. Okay. If anybody else has any questions on anything we've seen so far or anything else. We did have one question actually, which was there you were showing on the workload widget there, you were showing that someone's on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is, how did that appear on that board? Would they have a HR holiday request board somewhere linked in, or are they assigned that as a task, or how would that be done?
Or is there a calendar maybe?
I'm sorry, I couldn't get the last sentence.
Just is it shared through a calendar view?
Okay, so we just started to design it. It's what we showed is more of the vision of where we're going. I can share from what we're starting that we're looking for each resource from few perspectives. So the way that I see a resource allocation is as supply and demand. It's really cold view of how we look at it, but in terms of employees and how can we align their calendars. So we're going to see each calendar is being managed both on a personal level, on a team level. So let's take, for example, if we're going to have different offices, one of them is in the UK and the one is in the US and have different holidays. So we'll be able to manage those calendars, sync them, and then it will affect the availability, which is another model that we have in the system to create what is the availability of each of the employees or other resources such as rooms or, I don't know, any resource that we'll want in order to check that we can use it at the same time.
Yeah, so we have, in our office here, we have a board for booking desks because that's a resource.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing. So I suppose in that instance, the holiday one, someone would book their holidays wherever they're booking them. It could be a Monday board, and that would show up then in terms of their availability as to when they might or might not be available.
Yes, I'm not sure if it's going to be through a board or through
Okay.
a new object of a calendar, but it will definitely be like a way to add the data and add the availability, and then we'll reflect it in the rest of the platform in terms of availability to work.
Okay, cool, great. We've got a question, I think, from accounts. Sorry, I can't see it.
It's the accounts department. They were the ones who asked the question regarding the resources.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have to say, because that's a really important feature for us, because at the moment when we're scheduling, we're having to do an extra group within our which says holidays, so that comes onto the workload so that we can see if somebody's on holiday. So I'll go back to actually your original question is, what kind of time frame are we looking at for a feature like that? Because that would be just a brilliant feature for us.
So what we start working right now is like more of creating the view that will show the availability. We still haven't got into the implementation phase of how can we increase, like add more events to availability. And we'll start it from a team perspective, from an account, and then a team perspective before we go into a user one. So I don't have a really clear timeline, to be honest. That we actually committed, but I'll do expect to see it like more like later this year.
Okay, cool. Thanks. No, look, I appreciate that some of this is an insight into future, and it's hard to be concrete about it. So thanks, appreciate that. Just one or two more questions we got about it. Abby was asking about setting specific working days or hours for different individuals. So I think you can do that already as part of the workload view. So normally within the workload view, you can configure by individual, what days or how many hours a week they work. So that's existing feature, Abby. So happy to show that to you specifically afterwards, if that helps.
There's one other, will there be a way to distinguish between the resources in geography and time zones? For example, if they work in working US hours but are based in Europe or in Dublin, will there be a way to distinguish between that?
So I'm not really sure if we haven't got into that much of a specific, but we'll going to invest more, like we'll start more from a day view, meaning like availability throughout the day and not an hourly view, but it's definitely something that we have in mind. So I'm not really sure if we're going to sync between different time zones. Everyone will of course see their time zone, but it's not going to be synced at first.
Okay.
Great. Okay. We'll keep going and Henning. Yeah.
Cool. So I'll run really quickly over Dev. It's one of the seed projects that we have. It's one of the platform, the new product that we're developing, and it's really exciting, at least for me as a developer, because the thing in Monday is that all of our day-to-day is being managed in Monday. So it's really like for us, every pane is like something that we want to develop, and for me to develop and manage multiple teams, especially globally. I have one team in here in London, 2 teams in Warsaw, and 1 in Israel. And it's really hard to keep everything in sync and like to have everything in mind every day. So we're going to add a planning roadmap and allow more epics and allow to create this visibility both internally for the team and in a group level, director level, VP level, to create this kind of visibility of how things are going to be both executed and to be able to track on the progress. In terms of execution, you'll see our Kanban board. You're going to see many items. Like we're going to improve it. Really, I saw the demo that I ran inside the company, and again, I can say that every year I'm saying like this year can be a pivotal for us, and this is a joke on me internally, like in our team, that every time I'm saying like, oh, this is going to be amazing, it's going to be pivotal, and every year I'm being surprised again and again, and like really the teams are going way far this year. Reporting like burn down, like burn up, velocity, things that we're going to add and improve. I'm going to run through the rest because I would want to leave more time for question. The large accounts is specifically a pillar that I'm really excited about. This is really close to my heart. It's one of the groups that I managed in Israel, and I'm still working a lot about is how can we allow bigger accounts to be managed easily within our platform. So the first team is Team as a governance tool. We felt that in bigger accounts to manage on a user level, is really hard. And we want to create more and more towards teams and more towards allowing you as an admin or the IT admin within our organization to manage on high-level teams, and of course teams in teams to create some kind of a hierarchy, collaborate more securely between different parts of the organization, if it's departments, if it's projects, if it's offices. We'll support multiple SSOs. We're going to have IP restrictions. We're going to allow it from a billing perspective. Finally, our encryption project will hopefully go live, and we're going to allow tenant level restriction and even bring your own key and add our DLP to our product. Standardization, which is really key thing for big organizations. How can they manage like project from like in one way throughout the entire organization? We will keep a level of flexibility. We'll allow to have like a basic or something that you're going to start from within the organization, and then going to create your own port in each site or so on. In terms of the Work OS platform, so I think the thing, like for us as developers, one of the things that is really a game changer is the MondayDB. We're going to support bigger boards. They're going to run faster. They're going to run way more smooth. They're going to allow more and more functionality within the year. Things that are not working to our standards today, such as linkage from time to time. If you're trying to link too many boards, if you want to create a board that has too many like mirror columns, it doesn't work as we want. If you want to add more and more items to a board, it doesn't work to the scale that we want. And this is something that is going to be changed. I can share, luckily that we're talking today and not 2 days ago, that we're starting the rollout for MondayDB to some of our customers, and we're going to see this rollout go forward and forward this year. And it's going to be it's going to be amazing and a game changer for us in terms of our ability to scale and create bigger and more complex use cases.
So just sorry, Hen, if you don't mind, just quick question on that one.
Sure.
So MondayDB, just for people who don't know what it is, it's basically a change to the back end, I guess, of Monday to support more items, more connections, more data. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll share a bit from the technical perspective. I'm sorry if I'm going to like too much of a drill down. We changed the underlying data model.
Okay.
What we try to do is to create something that does not going to slow you down if you scale. Okay. So it's not making like the first 5 items faster. It's whether you grow from 1,000 to 10,000 to 100,000. Our backend, like it's really transparent for a backend. It will be transparent for our backend. And you'll get the same performance for 100 items, the same as you're getting it for 10,000 items. And this is why we're thinking that it will allow all of our clients to go really fast and to grow faster. We change it from moving from a SQL data store to a NoSQL one. We change it in a way that will allow us to split more in the future and then grow and reduce the noise that you're getting from different accounts, to create more isolation and more features that will allow us to provide a better service. I hope it created some clarity about the feature.
Sure, and then look, there's some questions popping up already kind of on this, and just stick on this for a second if you don't mind. This is something that's going to be rolled out to all accounts. It's not restricted to any particular type of account or anything, no? Yeah, that's right. Correct. And then, so there's no additional cost around for it. What are the likely changes then? There's some limitations, I think, at the moment around 10,000 items per board. That's right. With the new version, what sort of limitations would you expect to see? So this is part of like our release plan to increase limits as the year goes. Right now, what we're going to see in the next few months, we're going to stay within the same limits, but improve work mostly about the performance. Internally, we did see boards, and our testing is about boards that are running with 200 and 300,000 already.
for internal testing, and we really would like I'm eager to share it with everyone and eager to publish it, but you know, it will take us some time to get the right confidence, because it's really there is no single file within Monday's code base that wasn't changed by MondayDB. And it's a really hard one that it will take us, like, we're really moving in baby steps in terms of release to make sure that we're providing at least the same performance and not something that will create some kind of a degradation or no downtime or data loss. So it's really like we're moving to be 100% sure that we're moving in the right direction.
Fantastic. Great. Okay, cool. Sorry for interrupting. I'm sure we've got more questions. We'll come back to them. We'll come back to them again. But Hen, if you want to move on then to the next bit, we'll come back to more questions.
So I'll move, like, I don't have a lot of more to feel like I have a lot more, but in this presentation, so in terms of boards, we're adding robust filters and search within the boards. It will more smoothly. We're adding more capabilities for the filter. Group by multiple levels, which is something that works for us in like the dev, and it really helps us to create better views for like projects. Sub items should go through a major revamp. Views permissions, restricted to view, restricted to edit, restricted to delete. It will allow both more granular and more to make sure that things won't go away. And this is something that I already saw in the questions regarding deleted items. I'll go back. I'll go to that later. The dashboard experience. So later this year, we're going to move the dashboards into MondayDB as well. It will allow us to load like hundreds of boards with more items and create a faster analysis. And we do think it's like a major, like it's a game changer instead in the dashboards area. To allow to have a better scale, it will allow us to manage bigger projects. And again, creating those high-level views for management that will allow to see the entire portfolio of a company and not going a project by project. And the last thing, it's really something that was released, I think, 3 weeks ago. It's the Monday AI.
Wow, that looks really cool.
Really exciting.
Yeah.
So I'll stop my sharing if I'm. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Great. We got some more questions, probably, I think, based on any of that. So if anyone has questions, please jump in now. We'll do our best. All you got in here to answer those.
I have one from Rich who said, I've activated the board's footers using Monday Labs. However, he's currently experiencing issues in the board footer, not calculating when the groups are in a board are closed. The workaround he has is to expand each group to allow the board to calculate. I believe this is due to the size of the board and number of links. Is this the type of issue, one of the limitations that you were describing with previous level and now MondayDB?
I like the easiest thing would be to say, of course, but I'm not about it more thoroughly, so I'll be happy to take it offline. I want to say yes, but I'll really need to think if this is one thing that and when it's going to happen along like the MondayDB release.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. No, we appreciate the honesty. It's always good to have. Just on the AI product, which looks really exciting. Some fascinating new stuff in there. I personally love the formulas.
Yeah,
because I always struggle with formulas. So that's cool. Again, I know it's hard to say what sort of expected release date is there for some of that AI features.
So I think in terms of beta, some of it is already live, and I'm not sure if it's available on the labs or going to be available soon as a beta.
Great.
It will take us some time to move into like GA and those stuff because we're looking from different perspective. I'll share my perspective about AI in Monday or in general as like the management tool. Like it's for me as a tech person, it's an amazing time to be. It feels like we're reinventing something that it's going to be with us for a long time. And we think how it will affect us because we did think that our tool is for collaboration. It's for to create this kind of connection. So to be honest, I don't feel like we're in a risk, but we do need to adapt in terms of efficiency means different things right now. Like the change in AI can create tasks that took us hours to take a minute, and it will allow us different kind of efficiency layers. So we want to see where it comes into our platform. So you saw in Formula, we're definitely going to see it in automations and in integrations and in the ability to create content more easily or to create template more easily and better customize like a workflow to include your own like part of the workflow, your own kind of changes. And those are the things that we're starting from. Like the creation, the customization, and I really see it grows in the next years, like to deep things that we still can't imagine. And I see that there is a question regarding the plans, and to be honest, I have no idea regarding the pricing.
Oh, that's fair enough. Look, that's to be confirmed, I guess, on that one. So yeah, again, appreciate the honesty. It's good to know. Great. Other questions from anyone on anything they've seen so far, anything they haven't seen yet? We've got some more question time scheduled at the end. So if you don't have anything now, happy to come back to it again. But equally, while Hen is here, great to ask him any questions you might have on anything he's shown today or anything maybe he hasn't shown, maybe that you've got questions about. Or Amy or Ralph, equally, if you've got questions on anything.
The AI is just, I want to know more. I want to know more about the AI and what it can do.
Yeah, no, it looks really cool. So great to see that. Okay, we're just going to move on then quickly. Hen, thanks a million. Stick around for a few minutes if you don't mind. We've got some more time for questions just at the end. We're going to go through some of the prizes and awards that we've got now just quickly. So thank everybody.
Fiona has raised her hand.
Oh, okay, so we got one question from
Fiona.
Fiona, go ahead.
That's from accounts.
Or accounts.
Sorry. Yes, Fiona's my colleague, actually.
Okay,
sorry, me again. I don't know if this is a more general question at the end or whether it is for engineering, but we have a real problem here with just actually how a couple of the text columns are working, that if we are working on a PC, then with all trying to fit information into a very standard block, you can't do a return or anything, so the information becomes very clunky. When the engineers are using their phones, it comes out really nicely because you can see it as separate paragraphs, and that looks really nice. To edit, is there any way around that at all?
So we lost you there for a second, just at the end of the question.
Sorry, I don't know if it's easier to show you, but like I say, we have a column that is for engineer comms when they've been out on a job. So when they go and put their stuff in, it's really great because I can see on a daily, they, on one job, if they've been in lots of times, it kind of gives it as paragraph. PC, then it bunches everything into one long paragraph that is really difficult to edit or access.
Okay, sure, yeah. Did you have an answer?
No, no, I just I was able to figure out the question. It's the condensing of the particular text that's happening when you use a PC, as opposed to when people are on mobile. It's much more clear, much more presentable. But on a desktop, essentially, it's just condensed, compacted, and there's no kind of fluid way to read it.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Okay, Hen, that's over to you.
That's a good question. I'll take it with the team that's working on the board. to make sure like what's working there today and what are the differences that we have with our mobile app. To be honest, I'm not that familiar with.
It might be worth just having a look. Sorry, I don't know your name. Apologies.
Sorry, my name is Lisa, and like I
Lisa.
say, it would be really, like I say, everyone's using the updates, because when you write an update, you can write it like a proper paragraph, you know, and you can do returns and you can make separate, but you cannot do that within a column if you are just on the desktop, and it's infuriating.
Yeah. So would the updates, would that be an option to use updates instead of the text column? Would that be an option?
Not really, because then when, like say, if you're using the engineer's comments, I can look over that and I can see if there are 7 times they've been onto a boat, I can see all of their comments in one place. If you go to the updates, there's a lot of noise with text to people and updates and emails from customers. You'd have to go and find amongst all of those.
Yeah. Okay, maybe something we can address for you separately, if that's okay. Yeah, we'll try and come back to
please.
On that. Yeah. Cool. We had a couple more questions, was there?
Yeah, there's a question there from Mikey. Hi, Mikey. Will there be a function to add the people column into work forms?
So do you want to expand on that, Mikey, in terms of what you mean?
Yes, I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so at the moment we're utilizing work forms quite a bit, and we'd like to start using the people column rather than status labels, because we're just expanding past the amount of status labels that we can get. So filtering it down to then the people column, and especially with the new plans that are potentially coming in with having a high level tiering system, that our directors could then just filter down to every single person.
So so you wanted that when someone is filling in a form, they could select a person on the form. Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like from lanes.
Okay. So you can you not do people at the moment on the work form? No,
you could. That's all I go on.
Yeah. Ralph's gonna have a quick look at that while we'll do a little investigation on that. I think there's probably a workaround we could do. Otherwise, I wonder whether you could do like a drop down or a tag or something.
You should be able to
tag maybe, and then you could set up an automation that it assigns it to a person based on the tag. But we'll do a little bit of homework on it while we continue the call, Mikey, if that's okay. We might come back to you before the end with an answer to that.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Right. Yeah, cool. Was there some other?
Richie Lee has asked, is there any plans to customize your own quick filters? Currently only available by person as default.
And that's maybe one for you. I don't know if you know the answer to that one.
Yeah. So yes. Some of our plans regarding the filters are going to have some more customizable, more customizable in a board level, on a user level. I'm not really sure when it's going to be, but it's definitely in our plans as part of the filters change.
Yeah, we saw some stuff you showed on the filters where you could put and or functionality against the filter, so that looks quite good. So hopefully that might address some of them. Okay, cool. We're going to move on just for a second to. Oh yeah, sure. So I have to stop sharing for a second, and hopefully I can come back in a second. So we're just going to do some. Yeah. So I'm going to go again here. Share. There we go. So we just got the prizes, some of the prizes that we mentioned earlier on. This is the bit we've tried to make you hang on and stay here for. So we'll have time for a few more questions at the end. So if there's anything else that we haven't covered yet, you've got questions on, don't worry, we'll come back to that. So first of all, our mug awards. So this is for the people who've been to most of our mugs, I think, is it? So we have got top 3 in this category of people who've come to our awards. So top attendees, Abby and Catherine. Oh, 3.
Take there.
No worries. There's another one. No?
I think, it's that page there.
It's this one or next one?
It should be that one.
There should be
It should be that one. Highlighted orange.
Pardon?
Can you click it again?
Oh, there we go. Look.
That was worth waiting, like, that was good.
That's number one.
So it's top three, correct?
Correct.
Yes, fantastic. So thank you for your attendance. We have an exclusive gift basket for you, which we'll send out to you afterwards. We may be in touch just to confirm where to send that to you. Might ask you to fill in a form, and we'll send that out to you with some goodies and so on. And so thank you very much for attending and for participating. Really appreciate it. Next one we have, sorry, I can find the right slides. So quiz, first place, Lisa. Well done, Lisa. Lisa gets, what does Lisa get? She gets a, sorry, as I said, first time we've done the quizzes. I'm pretty sure Lisa is getting a lunch voucher and a mystery gift. A Monday gift bags. Monday gift bags. So enjoy both of those. Lisa, thanks you for participating. Second place, Mikey. Mikey is getting a water bottle and a Monday gift bag.
Here's that.
And a Monday gift bag as well. So well done. Is there three? No, just two on that one. Okay. We'll be more polished on quizzes for year two, I promise you.
In fairness, the Oscars weren't as exciting.
No, exactly. Yeah. We didn't have any envelopes, but anyway. We've also got a special offer for you today. This is really cool. Where if you are interested in trying one of the Monday products, some of which Ken touched on earlier on, as you've seen, everybody's got the work management product, the central one there. Some people may have some of the other products. If you would like to try one of these products on your own account, we can set up a limited free trial of that for you. You'll need to get in touch with us. What I will do afterwards, as part of the email that goes out tomorrow, we'll share a form with just a couple of questions we need to know from you. And if you fill in that form, we'll get back to you then and see how we can set that up for you. You can pick one of those products and we'll enable it for 30 days for free on your account, so you can try it out and try some of that functionality. So that's a really, really good offer. Exclusive, haven't seen it anywhere else. So take advantage of that. We'll send the details in the email which will go out tomorrow with the recording, with the presentation, and a link to the form in that. I have to create the form, which I was supposed to do this morning, hence why I can't send it out. That's it in terms of prizes and so on for today. Anybody who did ask a question or anybody asked a question in the next, actually we've got a few minutes left, we will send you, of course, the Monday mug, which is a great mug to have. So happy to take any further questions if anybody has on anything we've shown today, anything you've got questions about otherwise, anything specific to your own account. Happy to take any of those questions now if you haven't.
I do have an answer to Mikey's question.
Yes.
Currently, there is not an ability to put a people column into a work form. It is in the mix to be done, but I have a workaround for you, which I'll pop on email and send over to you later on today, Mikey. So that should give you a kind of short-term solution to the problem. And then when it rolls out later on in the year, that'll give you more of a rich feature for what you're looking for.
Super.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Well,
Thanks, Mikey.
Question about connecting to WhatsApp.
Yes,
sorry.
yeah. It's me again. I can see that there is a connection. It talks about connecting with WhatsApp to connect with your customers. I would like to be able to use it instead of some of the notifications when you do an update to people on your board, and you might say at Fiona so and so. If they're on their phone, it doesn't come. It doesn't kind of come up on your phone like a WhatsApp message does. WhatsApp kind of gives you most of the whole of the message, so you can just look down at your phone. So is there a way of using WhatsApp to use that within the updates to our board members, not necessarily to our customers?
So you're talking about notifications basically on the app. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. I'd be totally honest with you, I'm not fully familiar with the app. I don't personally use it, so I'm not sure if there's some maybe notification settings within the app that we can change there, or within the individual's account that might need changing on it. So we'll have a look at that for you. I don't know the answer right now. WhatsApp in general is tricky to integrate with any system. The reason being the encryption. Yeah, the problem is the encryption there is within WhatsApp makes it very difficult to connect other systems to WhatsApp. That's not unique to Monday. that's a pretty common challenge there is. So linking with WhatsApp is quite tricky. You can connect and send messages, send text messages. That is a possibility. So you could, for example, set up an automation that when there is a notification or something like that, that you also text to the person assigned against it. So that would be one option maybe, but I'm not sure. I think maybe just we might have a look at the settings and the notifications for the individual on the account on the app to see if something better we can do there. It might be something easier rather than trying to integrate with text messages. But that might be an option.
Abby has a question.
Abby, question. If you archive a board which feeds into a dashboard, does this remove the items which show in a dashboard? So we got a dashboard, we archive the board connected to the dashboard. Is that board no longer connected to the dashboard? My thinking would be yes.
Because you're removing it from the feed that
on
the dashboard.
So my thinking would be yes, it would be removed on the basis that it's no longer being updated.
Do you know if there is a workaround for that, purely based on the fact that we use the boards on a project by project basis, and obviously we have like quite high churn for those. So from our end, the list on the left hand side, the navigation can be quite crowded and overwhelming. So we've been sort of popping them into a folder, but really we would like the wider business to potentially not see those anymore. And once the project has been and gone, but in the dashboard, it's helpful to see like what we had achieved over the last quarter or the last month, without it being sort of messy for day-to-day use.
Yeah, so what you could do is you could put them in, so you could create an automation that when the project is completed, it moves into the completed folder, for argument's sake, on the left-hand side. And then you could make that folder, I'm trying to think, if you made the folder private,
it's still going to feed
then
into
couldn't see it on the dashboard, I don't think.
Because the admins who
so if you made it private, you should still get the high level, but you wouldn't be able to drill down into it.
Because the projects would be closed down.
Because you wouldn't have access to the projects because they'd be private. Then maybe private's not the way, then maybe you just need to create like a hidden folder or something. I know what you mean in terms of just reducing the number of items that are down the left-hand side, the different folders and boards and dashboards and all of that kind of stuff. Is that what you? Yeah.
It's a bit of that. Just we do have such a high number of them.
Yes.
That it was more just like it's quite handy to get like at the end of each quarter in that tidy up. We can just move them all. I mean, I am moving them to a folder now. But I'd just like for people to not go in and rummage around in the detail of what that project was.
Yeah, of course. I guess things it's not private necessarily, but maybe locked.
Yeah.
Would be a better option.
I need to double check.
Probably locked. Yeah. So again, and sorry, I don't have all the answers today. We will come back to you with an answer on that. If that's okay, do a little bit of investigation on it. I think. Some sort of locked folder or locked thing or something like that where it's minimized. So it's not taking up room, but you can see it. We are coming towards the end. Not sure what's happening there. Am I gone?
That happened.
Oh, no, I'm back. Okay, cool. Sorry. We've just shared, Letitia's just shared on the chat there the link to our survey link. So really appreciate if you do get feedback on today. Was it useful? Was it not useful? What can we cover for you in the future? We will, as I mentioned, share the recording and the presentation and the link to the form for the free product trial tomorrow. So have some patience, it will be tomorrow because we've got to do some bits and pieces to the video. And and we will answer the other questions that people have asked individually in the chat. You can see Ralph is frantically writing away here. Little does he know, that we've actually got the answers recorded, and he doesn't need to write them down. But that's okay. But that's okay. So we will do some homework on those, and we'll get back to you about any of those. I know there were some questions that we didn't get to answer. We might do a little follow-up, maybe a little video clip maybe of some of them, and we'll share that as well with anybody who's on that probably next week to be realistic. But we'll try and get back to you with that. Thank you, Hen, thanks a million for coming along, for giving the presentation, for giving some insight into that. We will include, as part of the email that goes out, we'll also include the publicly available roadmap one, which I think would be really useful. And look forward to seeing you again, either on a future mug or on an individual call, myself, Ralph, or Amy at any stage. Thanks again for attending.